I've convinced myself that I don't like sales. Like, I don't like to be a salesman.
Yep.
And sales not for me, the whole thing. But I felt like, a lot of times when I find a product or service that, just for me, like, let's say I found a good myotherapist.
Yep.
It really helped me out of a jam, my arm or my back issues, whatever. If someone ever asked me, like, fuck, my back hurts.
Yeah, do you know some kind?
Yeah, do you know something? I'm going to tell them straight away.
Yeah.
And, like, mate, are they good? I'm like, mate, I had this problem and he solved it.
Correct.
All right? That is sales.
That's right.
All right? Now, I'm not getting commission for it,
No.
but I'm selling somebody the idea of becoming this guy.
That's right. Because you're into it and blah, 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 blah.
Correct. Now, for me, that's the best thing ever. Like, I recommend is the key word here, services and products to everybody 24/7 that I like in my life.
Correct.
Right? And
at this stage...
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But let's set the context. Hang on.
Yes.
Set the context. So this bloke has always been a good communicator. You, obviously.
Mate.
You've always been a good communicator there. That's the whole thing. And you've been hearing... The reason why you're like, usually our greatest strength today is hiding behind our greatest fear or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? As you know.
Yeah.
All right? And now, you're coming to this kind of realizations of, like, maybe I need to do some sales. Obviously, whoever the fuck listens to us today knows, you got a new baby, you got another kid, and there's a lot going on in your life, and you're doing the dad thing, you're doing the family thing, right? So
my time's pressed.
You're pressed for time, all right? And obviously, there's one income, blah, 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 blah. And obviously, these things come up where it's like, maybe I need to suss this thing out, all right, called sales, because maybe I can get more money, because, a little bit more money at the moment would help. So that's why, we're on this topic and realization. So, but the underlying thing is where we might be good at something, but we're not, because we don't see the value in it, we don't acknowledge it, and it hides behind a certain thing.
Fear.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's
An
right.
emotion.
Behind fear. It could be
shitty emotion.
I can't give other examples of fucking
No,
other
that's right.
stuff.
No, it hides behind an emotion.
But for your one, what is sales, specifically sales, represent to you? Why is it funny, shit? Why is it fucked?
Look, I can't tell you exactly.
What do you feel? What do you feel when you think about that headline of that word? Emotionally, what do you feel? Shame?
I've got to come up with the goods. I've got to be convincing.
But the feeling?
The feeling is like there's a shortness of breath.
Yeah.
Where
else would you find that feeling?
Obviously here.
Yeah, but where else, like another situation or a certain thing that gives you that similar...
that same feeling.
Yeah.
Public speaking.
Right. But other words, like you're not the one for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it always comes with work-related.
Because that's where you gain value?
Yeah, work-related. So also earning income.
Yes. But as you know, sales is a very approve-heavy exercise. So it's your ability to get approval from the other person that you're selling to.
Yeah.
Or lack of approval, or not getting approved.
If you're getting those no's,
It's like you're constantly trying to...
It's a rejection thing.
It's like you're constantly trying to say, like, I'm helping you, here's my hand, and then like, oh, fuck ya.
Yeah. You're getting rejected, you're getting spat on, I don't know, like, yeah.
Yeah, you're getting... Yeah, that's right, you're getting rejected. But in your case, because it's got to do with work, it coincides with work, like you might feel better going after a chick because you're not getting paid for it. Because
Yeah,
it's
there's
a
something
job.
there's something exchange. There's exchange of money situation.
Yeah, now it's a job. Now you got a responsibility. You have to be good. You can't make mistakes.
I'm just
It's
trying
like
to think what is it. It's, for example, if you told me, let's use the masseuse or the my therapist I just spoke about, right?
Yeah. I didn't ask how you went with this cat.
Yeah, good.
Was he all right?
Good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
All right. So,
Yeah, gentle approach, but it was good.
yeah, just
Yeah. It's a gentle hand.
Shout out to Santos at Myotherapy Coburg.
Coburg. Well, with Brunswick, but now Coburg.
Brunswick Myotherapy Coburg.
Yeah. Well, it's Brunswick still, but based in Coburg.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
But yeah, legend. So let's just use that for example, right? My therapist. Went to my therapist. He helped me, right, with my back issue. Then you and a couple of other people in a group at a barbecue, all right? The next weekend, all right? You got a problem with your back, and like, oh yeah, I got a problem with my back. How did you go with that guy? I'm like, yeah, fuck, he's amazing. You should go see him.
Yes.
All right? Did it really help you? Yeah, like, I'll give you the whole spiel. All right? The full sales pitch, pretty much. And I feel good about that. I feel fucking fantastic that you got an issue, I got a solution, okay? And I'm hooking my friend up.
Yeah.
All right? For me, I feel fucking fantastic. And
no strings attached.
No strings attached, no nothing. But and I do this all the time with different things, as I mentioned, right? Now, the only fucking difference here now, we add in that Santos, wink wink, nudge nudge, told me that if you can get me people, I can hook you up with some cash.
Yeah, give you commission.
Correct. Now, you don't know that. All right? I know that. Same situation at the barbecue. I would feel awkward.
Yeah. It could be dishonest.
Correct.
And now that we just said that, it all comes down to knowing who you are. And if you're cool with who you are, you don't like, if you know where you're coming from when you're saying it today, there's no other, the buck stops with you.
Of course. I know that logically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But knowing it in here in your heart is where it's the game is at.
But
you know?
But this is all part of that everything, because I had heaps of convos last night today in this topic. And how do we know what self-love is today? No, sorry, that's dumb. Sorry about that. How do we, like a way we can tell how much self-love we got is how much we listen to ourselves, as opposed to disregard what we're saying.
Your own advice, yeah.
Because are we listening to the feelings or are we listening to what we're saying? As funny as that sounds. But we know there's a difference.
Yeah, the feelings are hijacked.
Feelings are hijacked. The person who's got the advice there is you. And the more you listen, the more you think this guy's, this other guy, this higher self, whatever the fuck you want to call it today, he's got value. Like I'm listening to this guy.
Yeah.
As opposed to I'm not listening to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's a big thing.
Huge.
And every time we don't listen to ourselves today, we just say how much we don't give a fuck about what we say.
No, 100%. You're spot on. This feeling of like, going back to the barbecue is like, I would feel weird telling you.
Correct.
But then I think to myself like, yeah, that would be like, but my mate's in pain. This guy is a solution.
Correct. But because you're too self-involved with how you're feeling, right? You're trying to keep that nice and cozy.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel awkward for your mate.
No. And then I'm thinking like, all right, do I tell my mate he's going to give me I'm getting, by the way, I'm going to get commission. Those, YouTube or whatever you do here, you put out like, oh, by the way, I'm an affiliate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in commission.
Yes.
So, it'd be weird. Like, do I say it to my mate? Like, oh, if you go then, plus he's going to hook me up with. You're not going to say that. It's dumb.
No.
You know what I mean?
You can say it.
Yeah, you can say it.
You can say, no, he's mad. And also, if you go, I'll get hooked up. So, you can turn it into. It depends how you want to swing it today.
Correct. You got to swing it. Well, I have to swing it because
You got to convince yourself. Right?
not only that, yes, but not only that, I wouldn't feel comfortable
Leaving it top secret.
living a top secret. You know what I mean? It'd be like, because it feels like I'm taking advantage of you,
Even though you're not.
even though I'm not.
But you're only taking advantage because you think they would think you're taking advantage.
Correct. Correct.
So your opinions are coming
From someone else. Exactly. Yeah. From
And
an outer.
And that's what fucks every cunt.
100%.
Finished. So we need to get back to who we are
Yeah.
and be cool with that.
Yeah.
And, I've noticed, like for me, the more I talk to people, as you know, I'm doing FIFO at the moment. We're going to Western Australia Karratha. And the more I talk to cunts, I talk to every cunt. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm really talking to every single cunt, knowing every single cunt's business, like, trying to at least add some positivity to someone every time I talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
I might ask them questions because, I get bored easy there. Not get bored easy, but I want to...
No, you're interested in human
I'm interested.
behavior, human activity, human
If we're not interacting...
development.
That's
You know
right,
what I mean?
that's right. And if we're not talking there, I'm like...
No. We're made to
looking
be
at the red
talking
dust.
and sussing out, what makes people tick.
That's right. All right?
Really.
And that, for me, that's interesting. And it's good to pass time, at work at least.
It's amazing.
So I'm learning these cunts, understand what the fuck they do. And then I'm like... I'm doing my own research, of course. And I'm always trying to leave someone with some sort of positivity. Because, you know how I feel. I don't believe, like, negativity does anything for us. Except for show us where we need to look.
Correct.
It's only a signal.
Correct.
At best. So,
Well put.
yeah, that's right. So if I can say a few things there to hook a cunt up. Like, for instance, in our crib room where we eat today, I told you, like, we got there, so we got a 20-day, 3-week on, 1 week off roster. When I rocked up there, I'm like, all right, boys, 1 day down. These guys are like, mate, it's fucking we're going to be here forever.
Forever.
And for me, that 1 day down means I conquered 1 day. That gave me the dopamine or that feeling of like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were looking at it as like, fuck, we've got so many days left.
Complete opposite.
It's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Now, you can't... Everyone just does what they do, obviously. They go to their default. And then I got to day 5. I was like, mate, day 5, boys. But I was really feeling it.
Of course.
I was like, we're like in... I was using all the wrong words, but there's no other way to explain it. I was like, we're like in prison. You fucking crossing you do the 4 and the...
Yeah, you could say like, day 5 in the bank. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
in
a
the bank
day.
there. Like,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And I felt that more frequent kind of wins, is helping, right?
Yeah. I think if you relate it to money, like, just got paid, like, day 5 in the bank. Just got paid for day 5, bang.
That's right.
Rather than what we got left. You know what I mean?
Correct.
The focus is,
The focus, The focus is
completely different.
And then this cunt goes, yeah, but let's say you're doing a marathon, fucking, 42 Ks, and you're like, fuck, I've done 1K, I've got fucking 41 Ks left.
It's a terrible way to look at it.
It's a terrible way to look at it. But I go, I'm just looking like I've just done 1K. I'm not looking how much I got left. It's 1K yasas.
That's it.
I'm not looking at, even though
Yeah.
we know there's fucking 42 days. I don't give a fuck about the 42 days. Could be like one step. I just took one step.
That's it.
Yeah, for instance. And
That's the best way to look at it.
yeah, my point is, right? I'm not allowed negativity. Right? And my other point is, on your situation, which I can't remember exactly what the point was, but there is fear, and it's always a matter of, that's right. Sorry. It's always a matter of self-love. A lot of people are negative. A lot of people see the downs. A lot of people don't listen to themselves there.
No, of course, because they don't trust themselves, first of all.
That's exactly right. But now that we're talking about it, you know what that does.
Yes.
Now, this is the question, all right? How do you feel better about taking your own advice? Because there's always two stories. There's the one that the ego tells us, this is how you should feel, and there's the one that the other person, top secret person, the one who knows better, tells us as well.
Look, I think the best way to explain that is you've got to know there's two sides. Let's say the higher self and the ego, right? First, you've got to identify that. That, hey, when it comes to a decision, I always get these two signals.
Ego in respect to like feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Without
always get these two signals, all right? Yeah. Now, usually people, including myself, back in the day, all right, was I'd rather go with what the ego's telling me, the feeling, all right, because that's whether the program is like, oh, mate, you know, your feeling is going to guide you, you know, and I'm not feeling it, you know what I mean?
That's right.
All that sort of shit.
And it's always avoiding feeling like shit.
Exactly. So it's always avoiding feeling like crap and danger, whatever you might label it, right? So
You always act defensively.
that's right. And sometimes a lot of people go with that feeling or that option, which is the ego, because like I'd rather be feeling like shit now and know I'm going to cop shit rather than be excited about something and then end up being in shit. You know what I mean?
Something. Yeah, it's a safer bet.
It's a safer bet.
Yeah.
Right? Like, always do what I've always done, really. All right? The unknown is always scarier.
That's right.
Always. But let's say you've got the two options, right? One is the higher self, one's the ego, right? The only way to make change, really, is if you listen to, from what you're saying, the higher self, all right, over a certain amount of time to allow yourself to prove that that is the best option. Because a lot of the times as well, especially in the beginning, okay, the higher self's advice doesn't give you a direct impact like, fuck, we won. You know what I mean? It's going to feel like it wasn't that good or nothing really changed. Okay, as our friend Bashar talks about, calls it the echo, you know, which I'll cover in a sec.
Yeah.
All right? And the first initial ones are not, they're not wins.
No.
All right?
But they're not losses.
They're not losses. Yeah. But they don't make you feel great.
That's right. But they don't make you feel shit.
No. And
which is the beginning.
It's the beginning, yeah. So my point is, you got to listen to the higher self a few times, give it a bit of like leeway, and then, you know, over time, you'll know that it's always the right way to go.
It's almost like the angel and the devil on the shoulder, if you will.
Correct. Spot on.
But isn't it funny how we've all got a voice that says, you know, this is preferential. But
yeah. Fear's a good indicator.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's so like you said, you know what the right thing to do is, all right? In your case. Then if you go and do that and say like, all right, I'm going to trust, for lack of a better word, myself, all right, fuck, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we also don't want to find out that maybe we don't know what we're talking about. But
yeah.
it's funny that.
Yeah.
Because we're listening to something.
You tricked yourself, you know, like it was a you know, the angel or the devil on the shoulder tricked me, you know what I mean?
It's not even, I don't even know if I'd call it intuition, eh? Is it intuition?
Well, I would say it is.
All right. I just feel like it's like a really easy one that everybody gets like.
Yeah, sometimes it's not as clear. Sometimes it's masked. It's like.
Sometimes you can't hear it.
Yeah,
maybe.
You know, it's usually a thought or a feeling. Okay, just to sum it up.
You're taking a stab in the dark sometimes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So
you are pretty much.
You are really. So the way our friend Bashar explains it, and I'll run it through here, is basically everyone wants to create change, right? Who do I listen to? Blah, 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 blah. You know, who's the higher self? Who's the ego? Whatever, right? And the way he puts it is like, for me, it sounds very fucking simple. All right? And it's fucking clear as crystal. It's like this is it.
It's crystal clear there.
Yeah. All right? So the way he says it is that, you know, if you want to make change, the way to make change is by, when these situations come up, okay, you got to attack them in a certain way.
Yeah.
All right? So his mantra is that circumstances, these things, don't really matter. All that matters is your state of being, the way you feel at that time. And that's the energy you send out, and then it goes into the, you know, the raw...
When you say the way you feel at that time, the way you should feel at that time.
That's right. So it shouldn't bother you, which I'll cover now, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then that feeling sends out the signal, which is the law of attraction, and then it creates your reality. Because all we are, all our realities, and it was really hard for me to believe back in the day, because I didn't really know...
You're in the Matrix.
Yeah, you know?
You don't believe it sounds lifted. It's real.
It's like, fuck, if it was really in my hands, why wouldn't I just put $1 million in my bank account tomorrow? Why would I keep on giving myself shit situations?
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
It's a good point.
But the way he explains is that your thoughts, and a lot of people have heard this before as well, but the way he puts it is good. So your thoughts create your reality. So all you're seeing right now, feeling, it comes out from you.
That's it.
All right? No one else to blame. All right? And you shouldn't really blame yourself either. So I'm not going to say there's no one else to blame but blame yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying whatever you're thinking, you're creating. That's it.
Yeah, you're perceiving the world like that.
Yeah, that's it. So if you got fired or you don't have money in your bank account, whatever, it's only because you created it. All right? And why would someone create that? Because you don't think you're worth anything. So the universe is going to show you you haven't got anything.
Yeah, or you want to be more, so you're getting a lesson of like a catalyst. So you not having money in your bank account, that's a fucking like a trial or a game or an obstacle course for you, or an exercise for you to navigate. Because the person who can come out of that today,
it builds strength.
That's right. Like I was talking to Busy last night. I was like, the way the spiritual exercise today has to feel hard. It's like you're lifting weights with your soul, with your emotion.
Correct. It ain't going to be easy.
So the weight lifted has to be fucking to get stronger.
It's got to be felt, yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It hits in that way.
Guaranteed.
So, yeah.
So what he says is that basically how to create this change, all right? So for example, let's say a situation happens, let's say for example you're at work, okay, and you know your boss tells you off, all right, for example. All right. Now, I'm not sure if this is a good example, but let's say your boss tells you.
Let's see.
All right. There's two options that I'm aware of. One, you feel like shit and like, fuck, he really doesn't value me, or I'm not worth it, or like, fuck, I'm really bad at my job, or, you know what I mean? That's one way to go. Okay. The other way to go, okay, is that, no, I should just learn from this and improve.
That's right.
So there's two options, right? And I'm not saying he had to go with you. I'm just saying he just told you about, you know, there's a one-on-one and there's an improvement session. All right. Sure. So there's two ways to attack it. One is feeling like shit. One is like, well, I can learn from this and improve. All right. This guy is saying that, in example, in this situation, okay, your state of being is the one that's going to change your reality. Okay. So your state of being is, I feel like shit. You're either going to go over that road, or I can learn from it and improve. If you keep on having these same situations in your life, okay, and your state of being, you always select that, no, I'm going to go, let's say, the improvement part. In time, okay, your reality will not be the same as it currently is.
Correct.
Okay? It would be a way better reality.
Yeah.
Okay? So
open to receive
yes.
something positive and understand that what's happening to me it was always meant to make me excel or do better.
Yep.
Rather than it's meant to fuck me up, It's two different things.
Well, yeah.
One's a privilege, one's a punishment.
Well, yeah, he calls it, this is the secret to the secret.
Okay.
So the secret to the secret is all right, is just to be happy every time. If you can choose to be happy, whatever, in every situation, the compounding effect,
yes,
you're going to be happy.
Correct.
You can't choose, I'm going to do this because it makes me happy, and then keep on doing that, and for some reason, your life's like shit. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
All right? So, in this situation, is you always choose what would make you happy. So, my boss just had a one-on-one with me right now. Do I choose to feel like shit? Or would I choose to feel like, thanks for the advice. Could you really use this to learn from it? That would make me happier. In that situation between the two, that would make me happier.
Yeah, that's right.
All right?
That's right.
So you just keep on...
Because one, the juice is worth the squeeze. One, I'm getting something out of it. The other one, I'm losing.
Yeah, but even to the most simplest point, between which one would, in that situation, which one would make you happier?
The one that you gain,
that's it.
Of course.
But it's not more complicated than that.
Correct, 100%.
So if you keep on doing that and stacking those, all right, that's how you improve life. Now, when I mentioned before the echo, what happens? The echo is just basically, let's say, for example, you make a choice, okay, and nothing really comes out of it, all right? The echo is pretty much the universe just testing you to see if you have changed. For example,
of course, yes,
if someone says, like, you go out and start promoting yourself like, you know what, I'm not eating sweets anymore because I want to lose weight.
Yep.
Sweet. And then
you rock up to a contest, go fucking spread it.
Yeah, you're going well for a couple of weeks, no problem. And then for something, you get involved to a barbecue and they got the finest sweets that you love.
Not just that, leading up to it, work was busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Everything went to shit.
You're
Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Correct. And then the barbecue comes and the sweet's there, but you've told everybody you're not eating sweets. The universe is just testing you. Now, if you go with there like, sweet, I'm not eating sweets, I don't need to eat sweets, I'm cool about it, and then bang, you've passed the test. Yeah,
because universally talk is cheap.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we tell ourselves,
it doesn't need to see. You need to see. You're not convinced.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
But these are just, again, an indicator that the universe throws to see if you're talking shit or not.
Correct.
So that's what he calls the echo. So
Correct.
Again, all it is, in a nutshell, all right, is making a decision that you're going to be happy with in every given time. That's it. That's all it is. And keep on stacking those.
Correct.
And that's what he's talking about.
And I like that I discovered this kind of thing. But one's either privilege or one's punishment.
Correct.
By rights, privilege is something that you gain and punishment is something that you lose.
Correct. 100%.
I like when things kind of rhyme.
Yeah.
It helps me remember.
And this, as we did before as well, like, things aren't going to be easy. Change won't be easy. You got to go through. And I was thinking about this exact thing.
But it hits you where it hurts. Anyway, go.
I was thinking about this exact thing to sum up with what I just explained with Bashar and what you said before. Like, I've always, not always, but let's say for a long time, right? I'm always trying to escape or,
circumvent, go around.
Yeah,
cheat.
go around.
You're trying to cheat the universe today.
Correct. All right. Pain. All right. Now, I'm not very unique. Everyone's the same.
Yeah, we're dodging it.
Everyone's the same, right?
Of course.
We don't like pain.
Yeah.
All right. And we don't like struggle. All right.
We don't like change, that's for sure.
That's it. But pain and struggle are very key words, right?
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck. And then I kept on reading about Jesus, and he says like, to follow me, it's going to be difficult. It ain't going to be easy to follow Jesus. You got to struggle, this and that. And then myself like, fuck. To improve from a shit situation, you have to struggle. There's going to be challenges, all right?
There's going to be work.
There's going to be work, but work, the ego, because the ego is trying to convince you that you can get through life smooth, all right, pain-free, and shit will be it's just got to flow. The hippie just let it be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, let it be. Yeah.
Like,
go with the flow and shit.
Go with the flow. You know what I mean? Now,
sort of. Yeah.
This idea came to my head that summed it all up, right? What Jesus was saying, what you're saying, you're not the same as Jesus, huh?
Mate,
you know what I mean?
Thanks.
This example from Bashar, I was thinking like the most basic thing, right? My son now is 7 weeks old.
Fucking hell.
All right? Now, he hasn't developed a logical brain, right? Yet. It's developing.
Correct.
Right now, he's just going with feeling. Like, he's just going with, the program is just working.
That's it. At a basic level.
At a real basic level, So, he's in pain when, like, for example, like, let's say he's trying to poo, he's got basically digestive problem because it hasn't really developed yet.
Yeah.
Or if he's overtired, he can't just put himself to sleep. There's a bit of a struggle, he's crying. So all these situations...
mechanisms in the
mechanisms
body.
And all that, like, he's not like, yeah, just kick him back and, yeah, everything's just happening. You know what I mean? He's struggling.
Yes.
In certain situations.
Yes.
So even in a baby, in an infant, all right, a newborn there, he's going through struggles because he's getting molded.
That's right. He's dealing with it.
But he's crying. He's not like, you could see that he's uncomfortable. But it's just the way it goes.
It's the way it goes.
You know what I mean? There is no other way.
No.
As Wayne used to say, we're all just being done.
Yes.
Meaning that things are just happening.
Yes.
All right? We just got to accept it and just go with that flow, not the flow that we spoke about before. It's pretty much the acceptance part.
That's right.
And he doesn't know to accept my newborn. He's just doing. He's just being done.
That's right.
But I can see that he's struggling in certain situations and he's getting molded. And that just made a big impact in my mind that, fuck, like even in a newborn, you can see that there's a struggle. There's pain. There's hurdles you got to go through. It can't be smooth sailing.
That's right.
So I thought to myself, fuck. So the answer would be find out, like write down what you want, okay? Obviously it's just go get it. But not only that, find out like the most difficult situation, all right, that you could do right now and just get it done. And find out all these difficult situations and just get them done. Because once you do those, there's nothing else left.
Yeah, correct. That's right. That's exactly right there.
Pretty much face the fear, what I'm trying to say, in a nutshell.
You know what, Red? I reckon that there's 2 ways to avoid pain. And I would argue that following your own beliefs and staying where you are and avoiding painful situations, as in like listening to the fear response of the body, avoiding things, so avoiding it through defensive actions, don't do that, avoid that, don't go there, is a harder way to deal with the enemy.
Guaranteed.
Than to do the so-called
hard thing. Because a little bit of work like stops you from like, it's an investment for like fucking forget about it today. Yeah. Like, so if the enemy's the way, the ego, the negative ego, the one that the non-higher self,
the non-higher self, let's say, the devil on the shoulder, if that's the enemy there, the best way to fight it is offensively. And that's through doing something, thinking about what move you're going to make, being technical.
Pulling the trigger.
Now, another way to fight him is to hide from him as well, yeah? Duck, dive, evade.
But it is harder, you're right. It is harder, even though you're, technically, like at that moment, dodge the bullet,
Slight bit of thinking, really.
I'm not doing the hard thing right now.
Correct.
I'll just go to, let's say, for example, again, the sales thing for me. I'm like, let's go in a more of a relaxed position. I don't have to deal with sales. I don't have to deal with people and that, whatever. That eventually, just what it does, it saves you for the moment, if we can say that, but it eats at you forever.
Correct. And I guess that's the difference. Like, we haven't had practice in the spiritual warrior, let's say dojo, for instance. And, as we're all spiritual warriors there, trying to fight something within ourselves, we don't have a lot of fights under our belt today.
No.
So obviously our techniques are not going to be as good. As you know, it's a difference between someone who knows how to fight and someone who doesn't know how to fight. The way someone doesn't know how to fight fights today is all over the place. It's pretty much luck, going for gold, like just winging it. The technical, the martial artist approaches it with a logical mindset, let's say. You know what I mean? They know the moves.
Yeah, you use a practice, this and that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, blue belt is different to white belt. And because we can't see it, but, you just don't go too far there. If you tell somebody about, like, you can teach them how to just do a simple skill like, I don't know, juggle, they might think, like, fuck, there's a big skill gap between fucking not knowing how to juggle and, like, juggle, fuck, that's only for the circus, just for instance, what I mean? Could think of another example, or swim, or whatever the fuck it is. But
any kind of skill.
But it's there's a process there, and some things aren't that hard, but they're hard because we don't know how to fucking do them.
But everything takes time.
Everything takes time. That's
right. It just does.
But the most efficient way there to evade the devil on the shoulder, the ego, and to change there is to actually listen to yourself and stick to a process, let's say. Yeah.
I like the analogy that Bashar said about what the higher self sort of looks like. And it's an analogy that basically, let's say you're in a valley, you currently the person living this reality is in the valley, okay, and can't see 5 steps in front of you. All right? The higher self is up on the cliff and he's guiding you, hey, John, turn left, turn right, because you can see he's got a better view. Okay, of where you're going.
Yeah.
So are you going to trust that person? Or are you going to be like, no, I think he might be deceiving me. I know it's funny and it's like,
It is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, who am I listening to?
Yeah, but that's what it is. And, but I like where he put it, the way he put it, that in a situation, to simplify the fuck out of it, is like, all right, what would make me happy in a situation? And I'm not talking about avoiding going to sales because it's scary.
There's something to look at there, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about what might make me happy. If I did this and it gave me more money by selling these products, would it bring value in my life? Yes. Okay. Would I be happier because I can get more things? Yes. Okay. The other side is, all right, this could be confusing, right? All right, would I be happy by not doing it and staying at the little cruisy job, cruisy department? Yes, initially. But is my life currently going the way I want it to? No. If I had more money, would it be better? Yes. You know what I mean? So there's let's say positives on both sides. And it's like probably hard to initially make the decision, sides. All right? But if you expand it a bit and say, all right, look, you know, like I mentioned, being happy by not doing that sales job right now, that initial happiness is there. But after that, it's going to be plain old Jane again, you know? There's nothing more than that.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Defensive.
With the other one, yeah, exactly. With the other one, initially, like, it wouldn't initially make me happy to do sales, but I can see a lot of value by doing it.
That's right.
That's my point.
That's right. Yeah, you're looking at it like logically or analytically. I don't know.
And also a bit more into depth rather than yes or no answer. You know what I mean?
And yeah, you're not you're trying to take yourself out of it. You're looking at it with a clear, not so emotionally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not so emotional. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, just keep on doing that, and you'll eventually keep on stacking wins, and that's it. And the reality will change.
It does get easier. Like my we can wrap up whenever. Just let me know. My revelation, like I had heaps of revelations at this place, man. And sometimes you've got to put yourself in a certain position to be exposed to, you know, you needed to see a certain thing happen for it to click.
For sure.
You know, and as you know, like for me working outside of the state where we live and going to fucking bumfuck nowhere, it's a different thing. It's a different stimulus or whatever you want to call it, different environment. And it you know, adds to the fucking the tally or the more information for me to process or think about something.
Yeah, it takes you out of it. As, you know, as I say, like sometimes, you know, you're in the group, whatever, and then your position of the way you look at things changes by you know, stepping away, stepping back and just looking at it rather than being in the thick of it.
Correct.
You know? But for me, just to go a bit deeper on the sales one, it is sometimes, or a lot of times, it's worth trying to find where this belief comes from. You know, I'm not good at sales. Cool. So there's a sales opportunity. You can get more money. It's you know, later on the track, it's a better decision to do it. But where did you get the belief that you're not good at sales? Because in every other situation which we proved before, if there's money not involved, I'm promoting my ass off.
That's right.
Products and services. You know what I mean? But when money's in the picture, you know, I freeze.
That's right.
So I started doing a bit of digging, and I'm thinking to myself, which part in my past did I get this belief from, right? And I did find it. It was when my first job, believe it or not, was a sales job. My first fucking job.
Correct.
My first real job out of school was a sales job.
It's amazing, man.
It's amazing, right? And I almost forgot about it completely.
Sure.
All right, but it was an inbound sales for Primus Internet. So I'm pretty much sitting on the phone. Someone calls in, and like, hey, I'm thinking about buying this interconnection. You know, how much are you guys charging per month? Whatever it is, $50 a month. Blah blah blah. You give unlimited downloads. Blah 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 blah. Whatever it is, wherever it was. All right, and I'm like, all right, yeah, sweet. I'll buy. Now, obviously, inbound sales is a lot easier than any other sales. You know, they're pretty much warm leads, or they're pretty much hot as, right? So you sell it, and that was easy for me because it's inbound. They already want the product. You just need a, you know, bit of clarification. So they bought the product, and then part of that job was to actually set them up.
Right.
Username, password. Are you sitting in front of your computer? Put in this password. Go through this, you know, setup wizard.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say it takes half an hour.
You're the master at that today.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
Funniest.
So sell it half an hour, and then on a good day, the setup will be another half an hour call. All right. Now, I started doing some digging. I'm thinking, all right, sweet. Was I good at that job? I was okay, but I wasn't meeting sales targets.
Right.
So I was in the bottom, you know, must have been like 20 of us. I was, you know, in the bottom section.
Yes.
Everyone else was way outperforming me.
Yeah.
And then after that, I didn't do too well in that job. So I went to retention. So these people were pretty much they just cancelled with us.
Retention is sales.
Yeah. Yes, it is. But funny thing is, these people cancelled with us. We had a problem. I'm not sure what the problems. Every problem was different, right? And my job was pretty much to bring them back, all right? And I was the best in the group for that,
You're
all
a
right?
good kid there. Of course.
Now, I was thinking to myself, like a couple of days ago, I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, how can I be good at retention, which is way harder than inbound sales? All right? And I'm like, I never actually thought of that. So the belief was I'm not good at sales, even though I was really good at retention, but bad in inbound. But I never looked at it, and now I did. All right? I'm like,
New evidence has emerged.
that's right, exactly. I'm like, wait a second.
Years later.
Years later, I'm talking about like I was 18.
Yeah, but your change, that thing's happened,
It happened.
but you're going back
Yeah,
and looking at it and changing it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm doing. But that thing happened, but it also controlled the next 20 years
Correct.
of my life in every situation, not only just in sales, in everything. It infiltrates in every area,
Infiltrates.
all right, which you're not aware of. So I went back to change the thought that I'm shit at sales to I'm fucking fantastic at sales, which will change my current reality,
That's it today.
all right? So I went back and I was thinking, wait a second, why wasn't I performing? Why wasn't I no good in inbound sales? And I knew this, but I somehow forgot about it, you know?
Conveniently.
Yeah, conveniently. So these other people, I was thinking to myself, all right, sweet, let's find the truth here. What were these other people doing, okay? And they were making, more sales than I was and doing better at the job. And what it was that I do remember somehow, all right, very discreetly this thing came, that I remember these guys saying, from a conversation they were talking with each other, that they're pretty much making a sale and then transferring everybody else to tech support.
Mm-hmm.
When we're supposed to the job description, sell and help the person set up.
That's right.
I was thinking to myself, like, fuck, no wonder these cunts were fucking making more sales than me.
Yeah.
I was taking at least half an hour extra minimum to set some guy up. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I'm losing that half an hour on a good day.
That's right. Which you got to get another sale.
Easy another sale. So
Top salesman in the company.
you know what I mean?
Lifted.
Like I'm doing okay with selling and support and setting them up. If I didn't have to set them up to just straight transfer, forget about it. I'll be fucking top of the list. But that little, bit of information, and it was a little bit of information,
Tiny.
fucked up pretty much the next 20 years of my life when it comes to sales.
And that's what fucks me up sometimes. I'm thinking like, obviously there was no other way you could have known. So it's like, unfortunately, that needed to happen. Which is fucking shit, isn't it?
It's so shit. It's so shit.
Like, I'm like, so you're telling me that, yeah, it's supposed to happen like that.
Yeah. The only way now, I think to myself, how I could have come to this conclusion earlier, because that's what it's at. It's where it's at. Finding these conclusions earlier, not later.
The only way, okay.
The only way of doing it is if I put myself into the situation of sales, or it came up,
Yes.
again, and then I felt like, all right, I'm serious about finding the issue. What's the problem here? So facing the music a lot earlier. That's pretty much in a nutshell.
Yeah, so this is another thing. You can either put yourself in that situation, but that takes a logical thing.
Which is very unlikely. You are put in these situations multiple times in your life. It does come up a lot of times. You just deflect all those times.
Fuck, I feel like there's a whole nother convo here with why weren't you approved to you weren't privy to that information earlier. What was it about you?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's that the more real I get in my life, the more I start to understand that, hey, I am the creator of my reality. The more I know this, okay?
Yes, of course.
And I really start believing it, and it's not just fucking fairy tales, all right? Then I can't not see behind the curtain anymore. You know what I mean? Like I gotta really come up with an answer. I gotta be true to myself.
Yes. My thing is, we have no control over the initial peek behind the curtain, which starts the.
No, we don't.
That's
We don't.
That's the thing that I'm like.
That's what you say. There's a logical thing. It doesn't happen logically.
How did
I should
like,
put myself in a situation.
like 20 years later?
Yeah.
You're getting the revelation, so to speak.
Correct.
Why didn't it happen earlier? We're never going to know that answer there, but
I'm telling you, the earlier would have been because I didn't face the music earlier. I wasn't serious enough to face the music.
It would have never happened. It didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen.
Never, that's what I'm saying.
It didn't happen.
It couldn't happen. It never happened.
But even though I knew about personal development 20 years ago, at least, right? All the courses we did, I knew.
Not looking in the right place or something.
I've heard that we create our reality fucking 20 years ago.
Like, that's right.
You know what I mean?
What's controlling that? That's what I want to fucking
Yeah,
get.
the mechanism.
Because if you're controlling it and you're unaware, that's not really control. That's
No.
autopilot.
No, you're definitely on autopilot.
Now, for the grace of fucking God to come in and kind of like, now this can't, I'm seeing that he's, it's weird. It's like a blind man being ready to see, like.
No, a blind man believing he's blind. No, sorry. A man that can see believing he's blind.
Correct.
Because let's say he, something went in his eye and he couldn't see for 5 minutes. He's wearing glasses and patches, and like, I can't see. But really, take the patches off, you can see fine.
That's what I'm saying.
He's convincing himself he's blind.
So part of the whole plan about life and whatever, someone has decided now's the time.
Yes.
That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Now, that's a whole nother thing there, but I don't even know where to start with that.
Yeah, that's...
Because how do you know you don't know? That's the fucking question, isn't it?
Yeah. Why is this time now?
Yeah, but not just that. How do you know you don't know? Like, you didn't know that you didn't know.
For me, the only way I can explain it right now, and we have explained it in the past, just that I can't really connect with it right now, but the explanation I can give, the more pressure you have in life that you need to find solutions or get better, whatever, the more pressure, that's the one.
So that's right. And that's what I was going to say before. If you got, like, whatever, married earlier or had kids earlier, maybe this would have come up earlier.
I guarantee you would have.
Because you're putting yourself in that environment.
Correct.
Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean go on and fucking get married.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
But you know what I think it means? We have to teach our kids or the next generation, if they're more open to spreading themselves around and finding what's better, like if they know what we know now, they're more likely to see the thing earlier than later.
Correct. Yeah, creating that awareness. And that's what I'm trying to do with my kids.
It is.
Like now, because of the first, 7-8 years, that's just crucial. That's where the game is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping the eye out, yeah.
For sure. So as parents, it's us about, first of all, understanding it and applying it in our own lives, and then basically passing that information down and teaching. Because, if I can get this at a really early age, they'll be unstoppable.
That's it. This is what it is, because our parents weren't onto these things.
No, they know it exists.
And that's the reason.
Our parents thought everything is by chance. Like, this is the card that you've been dealt with. You've been dealt, and that's the one you're going with.
That's exactly what it is there. You can't know unless someone tells you.
That's
Finished.
it. Someone's got to identify it. And that's what we're doing through this podcast.
Yeah.
Identifying things through our life and through our experience to pass on to people to the system. That's it. That's all it is.
That's it. Because we could have never known. We could have never known.
Impossible.
And whatever it is.
Someone's got to point it out.
Someone's going to point it out.
Now, someone could be the universe. You know,
but that
it could be a friend. You know what I mean? Whatever. It could be a life.
Yeah.
You know, life experience, whatever it might be. But the universe does always point. It's just we're not getting the memo.
But the teachers is going to point it out nice and early, eh?
100%.
First of all, that this is a thing. And, you know, things can be fixed, eh? It's not, you're not stuck in a groove, eh?
100%.
You don't have to just deal with the cards that you're dealt. You can get another card from the deck.
If you can teach a child that you're really the creator of your reality, and they're obviously going to believe it, you know, because they're young, they've got nothing else to go off.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's it. You know, they'll have challenges in life, obviously.
And not to be scared and
that.
Don't listen to fear too much and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, these are indicators. It's okay. Yeah, it comes up. Yep, it's not a bad thing. It's an indicator. I'm like, oh, that's all right. Yeah, well, it's an indicator. It's not doom.
It's not doom, eh?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So I just feel good about that. Hey, you know, I got this in my 40s. Better than my 80s or never.
Mm-hmm.
And I've still got, you know, at least half my life, you know, the amount of years again.
Correct.
To keep on going and improve.
Correct.
So the next 40, 50 years are going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Do some damage.
Exactly. So.
It's time to do damage.
Yeah, it's beliefs.
Yeah.
Beliefs are good and terrible.
Beliefs are good and terrible.
Yeah.
They're good and terrible. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, anyway. Yeah, there's a lot in there. But the core thing is, yeah, as we just mentioned, just fucking self-improvement is not easy. It takes a bit of effort, you know.
Take a chance. Listen to your fucking self.
That's it.
Because if you don't listen to yourself, you're saying what you're saying is not worth a damn.
That's it. And you're not worth a damn. And that's what your reality is.
The way it is.
Is it?
Correct.
Exactly.
All right. Yes, us.